Guys, welcome to another 3-Minute Monday. My name is Leech and we are going to do some Photoshop tutorials today. It's something I haven't done here on this channel, but we will have some really cool and awesome small effects. And eventually you're gonna learn something that you can use for your thumbnails and stuff here on YouTube. So let's start with the tutorial and go straight into the computer and have some fun. So what we're actually going to do is pretty simple. You open a new file, well, obviously, then you click on the background icon so that it disconnects. Then you're going to think about, I want to have some awesome text that describes the tutorial perfectly. You click on it and then you write something down like, you then make it a bit smaller by holding the Option and Shift key and then dragging the ends. Don't know if you knew that. You can drag it from the middle when holding both, and if you only hold Shift you can drag only one side. So I think that's big enough. And when you positioned everything the way you like, you go to the lasso tool. I don't know, polygon lasso, I think it's in English. You can also get it when using the shortcut L. Before you make the awesome slices in this case, you actually click on rasterizing your text so that you can actually do something with the layer. Then you click on the point where you want to be sliced, and slightly above that on the other end you click on another point. Before actually now moving or doing something weird, what you can actually do is go up there to inverse your selection. Maybe it's selection, it's inverse selection, or you actually use Shift and Command I. That's this shortcut for it, Shift Command I. It inverses the selection. Now you haven't selected what you have on your screen, but you selected everything else. Then you tip once on V. V is the selection thing. Then you hold down Shift and just drag down on your whatever that is called, whatever that is, and do it 2 times. If you hold Shift, it does this in five counts and not only once. So if you just tip on it, it goes up once, and if you tip on it with Shift, it does it 5 times. And then you also do it 5 times to the other side, so that it becomes actually great looking. So something like this looks good to me. Then you tap on Command T. Command T is transform. And you see the small dot in the middle, that actually is the rotation point or the anchor point. You put it into the top left and then you just slightly move it like this, and then you get a slice on this side. If you actually see, you now have the part selected that is beneath the actually slice, so you have the contours of it. You are going to take your brush tool, choose a good color somewhere in the middle till end gray section. Make a new layer on top of all your stuff. Choose a small, not too hard brush with a decent opacity, like 30. It's a bit too big for our slice. Let's make it 60. 60 sounds good. So there's another trick that I'm going to use. You click here. Then you hold Shift, and then you click on the other side. What? It made a straight line? Yeah, and you can do it back and forth, and it's just going to make a line between both of the points until you are satisfied. Like so. You can do it with every brush tool or line tool in Photoshop. So what we actually can do now is make the background a bit more fancy. So just keep the gray that we have selected, make a new layer above your background layer, and then just get the gradient tool or G, make a small circle around it. Shift T or Command T to make it into transform. Then transform it like this and transform it a bit like this. If you want to transform both, just hold the Option key, so you can move both, and you get a nice background. You go to your filter gallery and you go to your, holy shit, what is it? And you actually take something around 8 Then you get this nice texture in it. Then you go to your sharpening filters and do an unsharpened mask on it with 150 as strength and a radius of 1, so that you get this nice, if we zoom in, texture that looks a bit like a leather texture. And that's all we're going to do now. We can actually add some shadow. If you want to know how to get to the menu, just double click on the layer you want. Or we can actually do, I have a better version. Let's actually duplicate the layer, use this one, go to colors, make it the black. Yes, please. This is the layer beneath it. Then you go to filters, Gaussian blur in your filter gallery, get a bit bigger, then actually drag it, and then we have a nice shadow underneath it. You can actually put some random images behind the text or something, and then you get a nice, awesome looking thumbnail for YouTube. Save it and you're done. So guys, small tutorial, but actually very helpful. I hope the 3-minute Monday was actually interesting to you and you learned something that you can use in your future, whatever you are doing on YouTube or somewhere else. I hope it helped you. And if so, consider subscribing, learn more, have fun, and actually get to know me and yourself a bit better. My name is Leech. Let's see you on Thursday or on Monday. I don't know when you're going to watch the next video. I will post content regularly, hopefully, for the foreseeable future. So see you then. Bye.